Welcome back to the weekly story. My name is Tom, and on this week's episode, we're going to talk about if buying new construction condos is still worth it. So a conversation I have all the time with my clients is they'll come to me and say, hey, I want to buy something new off the plans. What do you have available? I've heard that's the best way to get a deal. And when they say deal, I think a lot of the times what they mean is that they think it's cheaper than going out and buying a resale condo. But really, it's completely the opposite. I would say right now, if you look at the marketplace, buying brand new off the plans is costing you between $300 and $400 per square foot more than buying resale. And I mean, there's something behind it, right? You're buying future value. It's no different than buying a new car versus a used car, which has some mileage on it. But there's a common misconception that there's a deal out there and you're paying future value. Now, if you rewind about 3 to 5 years ago, your average resale property was about $600 a square foot, and your average new construction was about $800. So there's about a $200 gap. But if you fast forward back to today, your average resale is about $900 to $1,000 per square foot, and your brand new construction is $1,300 plus. We're even hearing $2,000 per square foot for some of the luxury projects. Now, personally, I think this gap is too big, that I think there's better value in resale if you have the opportunity to buy a resale condo in the exact same area because you get it right away. Now, on the other side of things, and I've sold lots of pre-construction as well, you know, there's a few projects a few years ago, one was in the Danforth and one was in the Scarborough Bluffs. And we sold our clients condos in both of those locations because to buy a house in those locations was gonna cost $800,000 to $1.2 million, but we could buy a condo in the same area for $500,000. So it was a great investment to get into that neighborhood. But if condos already exist in that neighborhood, I personally think there's better value in resale. Now, on the new construction side, the one thing I do like about it is that the down payment is staggered. So not putting 20% right away, it's staggered 5%, 5%, 5%, 5% over a 2 or 3 year period. So if you don't have that down payment ready, at least you can get into the market. But flipping and assigning condos is not as easy as one might think. You can't just throw it on MLS. There's a lot of rules and regulations and extra things that happen. So I just want you to know and educate yourself before you get into either of them. And as a realtor, full disclosure, we make more to sell you new stuff. Resale doesn't pay as well. But I personally think there's better value in resale right now. 5 years ago, I thought there was maybe better value in new construction. Now, 5 years in the future, maybe I'll change my mind again, but that's just where I'm currently sitting on it. And again, not everyone's gonna agree with me on this, but that's just personally when I look at the marketplace, I wanna buy something that I know is physically there and I know exactly what I'm getting and there's gonna be no delays. Thank you for watching this episode of the Story Report. If you agree with me or totally disagree with me, that's cool. Let's talk about it below. Have an awesome day, and remember, home is where your story begins.